October 1974, Guildford Four. October 1974 was, what seems like, a long time ago. If you are old enough to remember it, you'll remember the famous rumble in the jungle between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. Ali knocked Foreman out in the 8th round and regained his world heavyweight boxing title with the famous rope-a-dope tactic. This was an iconic moment in history, let alone sports history. When it comes to the Troubles, the Guildford Four is a key moment in the conflict. So much so that they made a movie about it, In the Name of the Father, starring Daniel Day-Lewis, Emma Thompson, and Pete Postlethwaite. Political developments in October 1974. October 1974 was election season again. A general election was held across the UK. The United Ulster Unionist Council won 10 of the 12 seats in Northern Ireland. The SDLP held the seat in West Belfast, and an independent nationalist unseated UUP leader Harry West in Fermanagh/South Tyrone. Enoch Powell was returned for South Down. Throughout October there was a series of incidents relating to prisoners in Northern Ireland, many of which were driven by political ideologies. On the 15th of October, several huts in the Maze prison were destroyed by fires which Republican prisoners had started. British troops were called into the prison to re-establish control, with an estimated cost of damage coming in at around £1.5 million. The trouble continued into the following day. Secretary of State for Northern Ireland Merlin Rees announced that 9 Republican prisoners from the Maze prison had been hospitalised following disturbances at the prison the previous day. 15 prison officers and 16 soldiers were also hurt during the disturbances. The unrest spread to Magilligan Prison, where several huts were destroyed, with reports suggesting that the damage was around £200,000. In Armagh Women's Prison, the governor and 3 women prison officers were held captive before being released following mediation by clergymen. Around a week or so after the trouble at the prisons, SDLP leader John Hume said that his party had lost confidence in Merlin Rees. Following their success at the general election, members of Parliament who were part of the United Ulster Unionist Council elected James Molyneux as their leader on the 22nd of October. Shootings in October 1974. October 4th. The UVF shot and killed Protestant civilian James Willis, 33, near his workplace on Moonstone Street in Belfast. He was mistaken for his Catholic workmate. October 5th. The INLA, Chief of Staff and leader of the IRSP, Seamus Costello, 38, was shot and killed while in his car on North Strand Road by official IRA member James Flynn. Civilian Asha Chopra, 25, was killed during an IRA sniper attack on an RUC patrol on Greenhaw Road in Chantillo, Derry. October 10th. The Protestant Action Force claimed responsibility for shooting and killing Catholic civilian Albert Lutton, 30, at a house in Newton Abbey. October 11th. The Protestant Action Force claimed responsibility for shooting and killing Catholic civilian James Hastie, 40, as he walked to work along Brougham Street in Belfast. October 12th. The UDA shot and killed Catholic civilian Michael Mackenzie, 19, and wounded another civilian as they walked along Ellis Street in Carrickfergus. October 13th. The UVF shot and killed Catholic civilian Ciaran Murphy, 17, and dumped his body in a quarry on Hightown Road in Belfast. October 18th. The Protestant Action Force claimed responsibility for shooting and wounding 2 Catholic street sweepers in Belfast. October 21st. The UVF killed Catholic civilians Edward Morgan, 27, and Michael Loughran, 18, in a drive-by shooting on the Falls Road in Belfast. Billy Hutchinson was later convicted for his part in these killings. Hutchinson was to become a leading spokesman for the Progressive Unionist Party and helped negotiate the Good Friday Peace Agreement on the 10th of April, 1998. The IRA kidnapped and shot off-duty British Territorial Army soldier Malcolm Gibson, 28, in Belfast. He was found shot dead in a derelict house shortly after being abducted while driving a laundry van on Velsheda Park in Ardoyne, Belfast. October 23rd. British soldier Michael Simpson, 21, died 3 weeks after being shot by an IRA sniper while on foot patrol on Racecourse Road in Shantallow, Derry. October 27th. The Protestant Action Force claimed responsibility for killing Catholic civilian Anthony Duffy, 18, whose body was found at the back of a farmhouse at Mullantine near Portadown. He had been beaten, strangled, and then shot after taking a lift from Lurgan to Portadown, together with a friend who managed to escape. The attack has been linked to the Glenanne gang. October 30th. Civilian Gordon Catherwood, 44, was shot and killed by an IRA sniper aiming at the victim's son, a UDR soldier, on the Upper Hightown Road near Belfast, County Antrim. Bombings in October 1974. October 5th. The IRA planted bombs in 2 public houses in Guildford, Surrey, England, which killed 5 people, 4 soldiers and 1 civilian, and injured a further 54. The pubs, the Horse and Groom and the Seven Stars were targeted because off-duty British soldiers frequented them. Those who died were Anne Hamilton, 19, Caroline Slater, 18, William Forsyth, 18, John Hunter, 17, and Paul Craig, 22. This was the start of a sustained campaign by the IRA unit in London and southern England. On the 22nd of October 1975, Patrick Armstrong, Gerard Conlon, Paul Hill and Carol Richardson, who became known as the Guildford Four, were found guilty at the Old Bailey of causing the explosions. The 4 were sentenced to life imprisonment. However, following an appeal, the 4 were released on the 19th of October 1989. The Court of Appeal decided that the confessions had been fabricated by the police. Civilian Eugene McQuaid, 35, was killed while in the vicinity of an IRA bomb, which exploded prematurely while travelling on his motorcycle in Killeen, County Armagh. October 8th. RUC officer Arthur Henderson, 31, was killed by an IRA booby-trap bomb in an abandoned car on West Street, Stewartstown, County Tyrone. October 11th. The IRA carried out 2 bomb attacks on clubs in London. At 10:30 p.m., a hand-thrown bomb with a short fuse was thrown through a basement window of the Victory, an ex-servicemen's club in Seymour Street near Marble Arch. A short time later, an identical bomb was thrown into the ground-floor bar at the Army and Navy Club in St. James's Square. Only 1 person was injured in these 2 attacks. October 22nd. The IRA carried out a bomb attack on the Brooks Club in St. James's Square in London. Although the bomb was thrown into an empty dining room, 2 members of the kitchen staff were severely injured in the blast. Catholic civilian Dominic Donnelly, 48, was killed and another badly wounded by a booby-trap bomb at a betting shop on Marquis Street in Belfast. The bomb had been hidden in a radio and left at the shop by a UDA member. October 24th. The IRA carried out a bomb attack on a cottage on the grounds of Harrow School in northwest London. No one was injured in the explosion. The time bomb, estimated to have contained 5 pounds of explosives, exploded shortly before midnight just outside the cottage, which had until just before this date been occupied by the head of the school's combined cadet force. At 11:30 p.m., a telephone warning about the bomb had been given to the Press Association. This was the first time the unit gave a telephone warning before a bombing occurred. October 28th. The IRA detonated a van bomb outside the British Army base at Ballykinlar, County Down, killing British soldiers Alan Coughlin, 22, and Michael Swanwick, 20. October 30th. IRA volunteer Michael Meenan, 16, died when his bomb prematurely exploded at a garage on Strand Road in Derry. Thank you for listening to this episode of Tales of the Troubles. If you liked it, please like and share with like-minded people. Stay tuned, click the follow button, and enable notifications so that you don't miss the next episode.